The first time I realized something weird was going on was when my golden retriever came home wearing a napkin tied around his neck that said, "No pets allowed." That was already strange enough, but then I heard a loud mic check echoing across my backyard like a DJ setting up for spring break. And when I looked down toward the lake, I saw a stranger in yoga pants, a floppy hat, and a clipboard yelling at my kayak because apparently it clashed with her party theme. Yeah, that happened. It took me a second to process it because they were on my dock. Not the community dock, not some shared HOA space. My private dock. The one my grandfather built in the 70s with his own 2 hands, the one that's quite literally on the deed to my property. And there they were, tents going up, lights strung across my railing, a DJ setting up next to my bait bucket. It looked like a Pinterest wedding exploded all over my lakefront. I started walking down that slope like I was approaching a wild animal, slow and steady. And there she was, Karen. I didn't know her name yet, but her vibe was unmistakable. She turned, squinted at me like I was interrupting her rehearsal dinner, and said, "Oh, you must be the neighbor. Can you move your truck? The valet needs space." I blinked. "I'm sorry, who are you?" She let out that fake rich people laugh, tossed her perfectly highlighted hair and said, "Karen Linton. I live across the lake. I'm hosting my daughter's engagement party here." "Here?" I pointed at the dock. "Like, this dock?" "Yes, the light's perfect for sunset photos. Your dock just has that rustic charm." I pulled out my phone and told her this was my property, and what exactly was she doing on it. She waved me off, said the HOA president told her this part of the shoreline was common access, and showed me a laminated permit like she was flashing a badge. I looked at it. It was for the community dock. Not mine. I told her as much and pointed to the actual public dock by the tennis courts. She didn't care. She said, "You're being very negative," like I was the unreasonable one for not giving her a free wedding venue. When I asked if she seriously expected me to just let this happen, she said, "Well, what do you want me to do? Cancel everything? People are flying in from Scottsdale." So that was it. The line had been crossed. I called the HOA president voicemail. Sent him photos, no response. Called the cops, they looked at her permit, shrugged, said it was a civil matter. Apparently trespassing laws vanish if you bring a charcuterie board and a fog machine. That night, I sat in my kitchen watching trucks unload flower arches, champagne crates, and what I swear was a live harpist. My dock had been transformed into a destination wedding photo shoot without so much as a heads up. The next morning, I found a sign taped to the new decorative fence they'd put up, "Private event. No fishing. No dogs." My dog looked offended. I was ready to snap. But I didn't yell. I didn't throw a fit. I got strategic. I put on cargo shorts and a dog security t-shirt and just walked in. One of the waiters tried to stop me. I told him I was there to check the koi pond levels. Karen saw me halfway down the dock and hissed, "I thought we agreed you wouldn't interfere." "No," I said. "You agreed." "I was never consulted." She told me I was ruining the ambience, which, sure, because the margarita machine packed on top of my tackle box wasn't doing that already. She actually had the nerve to say, "Why don't you relax and enjoy it? You can be in the background of the drone footage." I walked away before I said something legally questionable. That night, I found a note taped to my door from the HOA, "Please refrain from disruptive behavior during sanctioned social events. Further violations may result in fines." I laughed so hard I almost tore the note in half just trying to breathe. That's when I knew this wasn't just a petty party issue. This was something deeper. And Karen. She was the self-appointed queen of a territory that wasn't hers. So I started digging. In a folder my grandfather kept, I found zoning maps, property records, permits, Goodmin stuff. Turns out, my dock was on land zoned for recreational private use, and I had every right to host aquatic events there. Which gave me an idea. I went online, filled out a form with the county, and submitted a permit for the Redwood Invitational Boat Race. I posted flyers at the marina, bait shop, paddleboard yoga classes, you name it. People were into it. One guy even offered to build a floating badge shaped like a dragon. I picked a date, made it official, and sent a flyer to Karan's house with a little sticky note, "Hope this doesn't clash with your photo shoots." She didn't get it at first. Then the RSVPs started piling up. Local news caught wind. The mayor said he'd stop by. Karan panicked. She tried guilt, "Please don't ruin my daughter's special moment." Then came bargaining, "We'll let you use our contractor to spruce up your dock." And finally, legal threats. The HOA president emailed me about noise violations. I replied with scanned permits and a screenshot of county exemption clauses. And when Karan sent 2 lake safety inspectors from her so-called water committee, I greeted them with lemonade and printed permits. They left looking like disappointed raccoons. Race day came fast. The lake was packed paddleboards, jet skis, inflatable flamingos with motors. I had a whistle and a t-shirt that said "Event Organizer." At 10:15, I got on the megaphone, "Welcome to the Redwood Invitational." Cheers erupted. As the boats rounded the Tommy dock, Karan stormed down the steps with a megaphone, yelling, "This is a private function. Turn around." But the sheriff's deputy nearby gave her a polite shrug. The boats kept coming. A paddleboarder knocked over her flower arch. Someone on a float shaped like a taco sprayed champagne. Karan's ice sculpture fell. Her screams echoed across the lake like a banshee doing opera. And then she snapped. She hurled a chair into the water, started screaming at everyone. The sheriff calmly stepped in and issued a citation for obstruction of a permitted event. She tried to argue. He pointed to my posted map. "You should have read the route." I watched it all from a lawn chair with my dog and a lemonade. Best Saturday I'd had in years. After the chaos, the HOA sent a limp email about coordination issues and community concerns, but the damage was done. I submitted a request to host the race annually. Got 20 signatures including the mayor. Karan. She went into hiding for weeks. When she finally resurfaced, she looked like she hadn't blinked in days. Rick, her husband, came by with a 6-pack and a note. It was an apology-flavored non-apology from Karan. Rick sat on my porch and said, "That was the funniest damn thing I've ever seen." Turns out, he hated the HOA too. The fallout didn't stop. The HOA president stepped down, for personal reasons. Half the board turned on him. Someone leaked emails showing he ignored my documentation. I tossed my name in the hat for HOA leadership not to win, just to freak them out. Showed up to the meeting in a shirt that said "Dictator of the Dock." Got applause and banana bread from neighbors who used to side with the HOA. And my dock? I had it refinished, stained a deep walnut, and added a metal sign, "Private property Karan proof since 2025. A little plaque underneath says, "Site of the first annual Redwood Invitational." People take selfies with it now. Karan tried one last and sent a letter claiming emotional distress and $3,200 in damages. My lawyer laughed. Filed a cease and desist. Never heard from that law firm again. So I threw a barbecue. Invited the paddleboard yogis, the mayor, even the kids with the dragon boat. Karan watched from her balcony, sipping wine through gritted teeth, probably wondering how it all went so wrong. I didn't scream. I didn't sue. I just hosted a boat race. Funny how entitlement sinks faster when it's weighed down by its own nonsense. And next year, we're adding jet-powered flamingo races. Because if you're gonna make a point, make it float. So tell me, what would you have done? Where's the line between community and control? Drop a comment. Let's talk justice, boundaries, and that one neighbor we've all had.